Well, hello everyone. 2022 is now here. I'm Barry Fair. Happy New Year to all of my viewers here on YouTube and who watch the daily raps on a regular basis. This year I've got a smorgasbord of shows coming up for you and I hope that you enjoy them. I hope that you enjoyed the double episode of episode 317. Now, episode 317 carried over from the end of last year and into the new year. So, episode 318 will be coming up in a week's time where we'll be going over some of the topics from last year and some new ones too. So, Happy New Year, everybody. Let's go. I look forward to bringing the YouTube videos to you and the 2022 edition of the Daily Raps. Well, good morning, everybody, and Happy New Year to you all out there on YouTube. And hope 2022 will be having an eventful for you. Well, welcome to the first edition of the Daily Raps for 2022, and this is the episode 317, leading off from the last episode of 2021. Well, I have a very special guest with me in the studio this morning, two very special guests, Jeff and Nick. Good morning to you both. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Ben.
Happy New Year, Barry.
And all the house here. Wishing a fantastic year ahead.
Well, to open the first program of 2022, we're going to talk about how COVID has affected everybody and all of that. Now, we know that 2022 will be a fun and exciting year for us. But remember, guys, if you're going out, wear your mask. Here's Nick now. Put his opening sequence on this.
Yeah, unfortunately, things hasn't gone as we expected. We are hoping that COVID by the end of this year would have been gone. But it's that thing doesn't depend on us. All the world is going through the same issue. We just, as Barry said, we have to make sure and be cautious. Just follow the simple rules, and be a bit more informative. There is updates on COVID every morning through New South Wales service. There are also updates of many other online sources. So yeah, things change. Every virus seems to be a bit different to the other, but only one thing can uh, can avoid the risk of this is that we, yeah, as a community, just be careful. Just simple, sensible. Avoid this group gathering. Like for example, last night there was a lot was going on, and some were doing alright. Some people just keeping a simple, quiet New Year's Eve, and some others, unfortunately, were just enjoying having fun without caring for the future, because we're talking about the future. As the cases go up, we tend to, undermine the life of the other, especially vulnerable people, especially elderly people. This you have to look to think, before we jump into this a bit irrational and impulsive actions like last night.
So, we know that you want to bring in 2022 with exciting stuff and go to a pub and restaurant and have a beer. But remember, like Nick said, wear your mask and like he's doing now, and Jeff here as well. Jeff, how did you bring in 22?
Well, 2022, I stayed home with my mum and watched the fireworks. And 2021's been a very stressful year for me and my mum. Like how I told you that my mum's got a lot of health problems, and she's got AF. And last year I wasn't well, and then we had the COVID, and then my dog Archie died about 19 months ago. So I had to deal with all that, and then I had to tell Woolworths what's happening, and they said, put your resignation in until you can get yourself sorted out with you and your mum. My mum's got a cousin in Holland, and they're in a code red at the moment, and it's very, very bad over there. You can only go and get groceries, but you can't go to any restaurants, pubs, or anything.
Because you might know they put back the lockdown in Holland. Holland is only one state in Europe currently in lockdown. Because I think the rest of Europe, for example, France yesterday was having something like over 200,000 people infected, England the same, so.
So, if you do have to go out, guys, wear your mask and have a kind of hand sanitizer on you at all times. And I will just put it up on your screen there, like that. There it is there for the viewers that can see it. So what I'm going to do now is give you a demonstration on how to sanitize. So here we go. Okay, so what you do here, rub the sanitizer in like
Exactly,
that,
Exactly.
and this kills
The germs and bacteria.
and this kills 99.9% of germs. So make sure you've got plenty of hand sanitizer in your home.
For sure.
Here's Nick.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, everything makes difference. As Barry said, hand sanitizer. This uh, this is fantastic actually, and recently they are providing uh, proper proper masks that that really are very effective for avoiding just getting infected. So uh, whenever it's opportune, we should wear the proper this mask, heavy duty mask and heavy duty, but essential, especially for essential workers and people who work with look after people, vulnerable people. So yes, it's important, Jeff and Barry, that we that
Do the
do
right
this
thing.
right thing. Exactly.
So what you are saying now is my special guest wearing PPE equipment.
Exactly. PPE equipment.
Now, as I demonstrated to you yesterday on a video that I did, I even put a down on to show you viewers out there what PPE is. Now here's Nick to explain that.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see, uh, PPEs are essential for people that work in this environment because they fully protect essential workers, but also people that look after. Uh, yeah, as you can see, this is the uh, further protection. So make sure through this, none of the say potential hazards can be transmitted to people around you, and therefore Barry and his friends, his mates are safe. That's the purpose of PPs, I guess. Would you suggest, Barry?
So whenever you are working at a CPA site or accommodation, please wear this. Here's Nick.
Yeah. Well, I'm impressed at how well organized the CPA is in this. Make sure that everyone first check the through New South Wales service codes, and check in, check out. I have to add Jeff as well, that is with me. So um, in, in our scenario, we know that who has been coming here.
So use your QR code
Exactly, yeah.
to check in, whether it's at a club, pub, restaurant, shopping center. Here's Nick.
Yeah. So from last Sunday, I believe. From last Friday, not Friday past, the QR codes are back uh, as a measure to take. I mean the measure to use. So while uh, they uh, eliminated this restriction, now they put it back because they realized that how important is QR code. There's only one way, as we said, to trace the people that come and go, especially in this uh, accommodation where people with disabilities live. So it's important that we respect these rules.
So we know that 2021 was a topsy-turvy year, and people had to cancel their things. I know that much. We all did. Being in lockdown for so long was not was doing everybody's heads in. People abusing one another. So what we'd like to say is please don't ring in 2022 with an aggressive attitude. Here's Jack.
I totally agree. We should really we should work together, and hopefully we'll get through this very rough time. And I hope that people don't fight in the bigger room all that, because that's what breaks up families and all that. And I just hope 2022 is going to be a safer year and a lot better year.
Well, most of you don't know this. I've only got a couple of more months here because I will be moving this production up to Queensland.
Oh, okay.
So for many years I have been presenting the shows to you, and Nick, who used to work with me on a Wednesday here, back a couple of years ago, we did a fish and chip review.
I remember.
We walked up to the Narrowena shops. We talked about anger and that, and that day on the Wednesday it was an icy cold 4 degrees where Nick was living.
Exactly. Yeah, good memory there. So impressed. You remember exactly. Yeah, it was 4 degrees. I mean, when this ever has happened in Sydney, but it does. Sydney can get cold. I was I was reading the other day, ever in Sydney has been snowing. Yeah, apparently they say back in 1820 was icy time, difficult to the difficult that all the sources are very credible, but that's what they say. Otherwise, there've been a few times that very light snow flow has been coming around some certain areas, western areas of Sydney, and for sure, as we know, in the Blue Mountains, every year a bit of snow falls. Just very scattered snow.
So 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 yes, 2022. Let's make it a better year, guys. Let's get on with it. Let's cope with one another. Jeff, have you got any New Year's resolutions?
Yes, my New Year's resolutions is my New Year's resolution is it would have been nice if this virus didn't come in at all, and hopefully this year will be a better year for everyone. And I hope people stay safe and follow all the rules and regulations of the health authorities and all that, and to make it a better year. So hopefully we can work together.
Well, to end our first show of the year, and for 2022, the first day of 2022. I'd like to encourage people that if they've got a problem, please do sort it out. Don't go blaming each other for each other's mistakes because it is not the way to go. And 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 don't turn the volume up on your voice either. Nick, have you got anything to say on that?
Yeah, look, we all know it's been tough for everyone. Um, we also need to understand that it's only with resilience we can sort out the situation, not by escalating into aggression. We all are in the same boat. By communicating with each other, uh, telling things, we may avoid all these uh, conflicts. Conflicts happen are unavoidable, but when we communicate, we yeah we tend normally to also to agree, to come to some kind of agreement, and that's so. Think about that, Jeff and Mary said. Think about that instead of escalation, keeping things inside. You rather talk, to each other. Look, I feel that this is not right. Communicate, but this is should be everywhere. Even while driving on the street. I know. Get some time because of all these masks, etc. They really can be sometime. Yeah, it can be annoying, because even now talking, here, this temperature is not as simple as uh, used to be, I'm not really, but well, I see that this is part of protecting myself and the rest of the community. So if we put in that perspective things, in that, you know, in that context, that this is something to protect ourselves and community, therefore we can, okay? And yeah, instead of just think, oh, this is too much, I don't want to do that. Look, yes, but think about young people like Barry and Jeff. Think about our elderly people, So these are, I think about ourselves because no one is immune to this, to COVID, The data report shows that, yeah, it can affect people uh, uh, afterwards, after first infection, and go even with few months up to 1 year. So look, at the end of the day, we are all here impacted from this, and that's why we have to communicate, and look after each other. Simple and this.
So let's make 2022 the best year. And remember, it's nice to be nice, guys.
Exactly.
And the very last thing before we close the show today is the number that we rely on 24 hours a day. That is 000. I call them the 3 donuts. Please do not ring 000 just to get test results or to get a lift to a testing hub. Only use 000 if you have got a life-threatening emergency. Here's Jeff.
I agree with you 100%. Don't waste their time if you haven't got anything to know with you or whatsoever. If it's an emergency, you ring him, and if it's life threatening, you ring him straight away, and you get to you get to the hospital or wherever as soon as possible. Get yourself checked out.
But don't ring them just to get the paramedics to deliver food to your house, or ask them to drive you to a vaccination hub, which brings me on very nicely on that same line. If you have not got any symptoms, guys, for goodness sake, don't queue up for hours and hours, and then let someone else that has the COVID-19 symptoms miss out, because they could have COVID really badly. Here's Jeff.
I agree with you 100%. If you don't have a life-threatening illness, don't bring the ambulance or whatever, because you're wasting their time, because they've got better things to do and to look after other people who actually have got COVID.
And the same if you don't have to get a test. Don't just drive in your car at 3 o'clock in the morning, okay, and sit in there hoping that you'll get through, because if you haven't got any COVID symptoms, don't go to the testing sites, guys, because the testing sites, guys, are absolutely swamped with people that have really severe COVID and may need to isolate more than what you would. So, like Jeff said, if you haven't got anything the matter with you, please do not waste time going to a testing site, or ring 000 for an ambulance if it's not needed, because last night there was a story on that. Some people were making nuisance 000 calls to that emergency number and telling the ambulance about their COVID test. So, as we leave you this morning, really do think about your actions before you dial that vital number. And if you ring for an ambulance when you don't really need to, then you are putting other people in the community at risk, even me or Nick or Jack. Here is Jack for his closing sequence on all this.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. If we do everything right and wear masks, sterilise our hands, do the QR code, do the book, and whatever it is, then we will stay safe. But like I said, there's always somebody which will try and ruin it. You know what I mean? Like by not doing the correct safety precautions.
So, to take us out, I will again give you another demonstration on how to use this sanitizer. So open the lid like that. Okay. So rub it in like so, okay?
Yeah.
So hand sanitizer is so practical, guys. Keep some in the home. Keep a little bottle of it in the car. So buy a pump pack so you can refill the bottle and keep it in your car, and keep some Glen 20 handy as well, guys. That kills 99.9% of germs, and we certainly hope that you have a good new year, and thanks for watching the first show of the Daily Wraps for 2022. And Nick, have you got any closing words?
Look, we have wrapped up everything, Jeff. Uh, just guys, just think it's all up to us. It's not up to a single person. If we will all understand the importance of this, we can make the life easier for everyone, especially the vulnerable people. That's all I can say. Just think twice, reflect before you you make some decision that might jeopardize the life of our loved ones.
Well, my closing sequence is I'd like to elaborate on what Nick has said too. Please think about your loved ones. Talk to them if you're frustrated. Don't go and Jeff, I hope you agree on this.
I agree with you 100%. So true.
So as Nick, Jeff, and I leave you today, we hope that you have a happy new year. And Nick, see you next time on the show. And Jeff, thank you for coming on the show. And just one last reminder about 000 before we do go. Please don't be an absolute idiot with that number and waste their resources, because you could put some idiot is bound to say that they need to get to a testing site when they can easily drive there. So don't use an ambulance as a taxi, guys. Leave the ambulances for real emergencies, because I may need them one day. And on that note, at 12 noon on Saturday, the 1st of January, Happy New Year to you all. Thanks for watching this all important show, the first show of the year, and I will catch you next time round on the Daily Wraps. My special guests in the studio today have been Nick and Jack. Thanks, gentlemen, for coming on
Thank
the
you,
show.
Jeff. Thank you, Barry, for inviting us in your great show and very informative show.
We really appreciate your friendship.
And thank you for coming on. And this has been episode 317, the double episode. So that's all from us. Thanks for watching, and have a happy new year. See you later, everybody. Bye-bye. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed the first video of 2022 and the first edition the first show and the first show of the Daily Wraps for 2022. And I look forward to your company throughout the first 3 months of the year. So, like I've just said, 2022 is here. Let's go. I've got a smorgasbord of videos to bring you throughout the first 3 months of the year. So I hope that you enjoy the 2022 season of the Daily Wraps. And this is the double episode of episode 317.